On a quiet late afternoon, as the sun was slowly setting behind distant mountains, the sky bathed in a gentle hue of amber and crimson. Lao Tzu walked calmly along a narrow red dirt path that wound its way through peaceful golden rice fields. A light breeze passed over the ripened stalks, carrying with it the scent of earth, dry straw, and the coolness of dusk. This path was no stranger to Lao Tzu. He often wandered it at twilight, allowing his spirit to blend with nature and reflect upon the way. On this day, beneath the wide shade of an ancient tree by the roadside, a young student sat waiting. The boy, bright-eyed but full of questions, stood up and bowed respectfully when he saw the old master approach. The young man, his name was Zicheng, had long admired Lao Tzu's wisdom and secluded way of life. After many days of waiting, he finally had the chance to face the sage so many revered. "Master," the young man began, his voice filled with respect, "I yearn to learn how to become truly powerful, not just in strength of body, but in the power to be heard, to influence others, to become someone that 100 people would admire." Lao Tzu offered a warm, knowing smile. His gaze drifted into the horizon, where the sun was dipping beneath the hills. He didn't respond immediately, but sat down beneath the great tree and gestured for the young man to sit beside him. After a moment of silence, he began to speak gently. "A long time ago," Lao Tzu said, "there was a small river born from a crack in the high mountain cliffs. It surged with energy, thundering past roots and rocks, roaring through the forests. The river believed that noise and force were signs of true power. It slammed into boulders, toppled dry trees, eroded its banks, yet no one remembered it. One day, it reached a deep gorge. There, the water could flow no farther. It thrashed, resisted, grew angry, but eventually, it had to stop. In that stillness, the river began to slow down, to observe more, to listen to the wind, to the voice of the trees. It started to realize it didn't need to fight for space. It needed to become part of everything around it. From that day forward, the river flowed more quietly, more deeply. It made its way toward lower ground, nourishing fields and valleys in silence. The villagers came to love it, calling it the lifeblood of the land. You see, true strength lies in quiet endurance. Zicheng sat in silence, the wind gently brushing the grass along the path. In his mind, he saw himself as that river, once wild, once impulsive, once desperate to prove himself with noise and speed. Lao Tzu turned to him, his eyes wise and gentle. Humility is not weakness. It is the ability to place yourself lower so that you may learn more, receive more, and travel farther. The arrogant often stop at their first success, while the humble continue evolving. Many confuse being noticed with being valuable, but being noticed is temporary. Being valuable, that lasts. He bent down and picked up a handful of fine earth, letting the grains fall slowly through his fingers. People are like water. Water does not seek to stand above others. It flows to the lowest places, but water can carve through stone, sweep away obstacles, and nourish valleys. True power belongs to those who are gentle enough not to resist the current, but wise enough to steer it. If one wishes to lead, they must be willing to follow. If one wants to rise high, they must start from below. The taller the tree, the deeper its roots must grow. That is the law of nature and of the way. He continued by sharing stories of ancient sages, those who ruled with compassion, not punishment, the generals whose names were forgotten because they gave all credit to their soldiers, the wise who stepped down from power to live among the people, teaching them to farm and to love rather than compete. They are like underground rivers, unseen but nourishing all. The sun had now disappeared, and the sky turned a soft shade of violet. A few stars began to flicker. Zicheng sat, thoughtful, his eyes gazing into the distance, but his heart growing brighter like the moon rising on the edge of night. Softly, he said, "Master, I used to think power must be shown, But now, I understand. Humility is a harder path, but it is the one that lasts. Lao Tzu nodded, saying nothing more. Sometimes, silence affirms truth more deeply than words. He stood slowly, dusted off his sleeve, and walked into the darkening path. Zicheng bowed deeply, a gesture of gratitude from the depths of his heart. Within him, a new seed had been planted, not one of ambition, but of understanding and growth. The sound of Lao Tzu's footsteps faded. Only the quiet hum of crickets remained in the vast night fields. But the lesson of the humble river lingered, flowing eternally within the mind of the student. The philosophical meaning of the story. True power does not lie in display, but in humility, like water, soft, gentle, but able to shape the world.